John lives in Washington, D.C. He's played rugby all the way over to Jackson. Despite his numerous injuries, he's gone on tour with teams France, Rugby, and now he's attending the University of California, San Diego. Here's John. That is a 2-year European player who's been playing rugby since he was 7 years old, and he started with the Alumni in the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again. Please rise for our national anthem.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Joaquin Sullivan. I'm here joined by JD Theed to broadcast this annual Gonzaga Rugby Alumni game. How are we doing today, JD?
Oh, we're doing pretty good. Excited for this matchup. Last year's graduating seniors were a pretty powerful squad.
Absolute powerhouse of a team. Won a national championship as juniors and another one as seniors. Definitely going to give the Ice Street boys some trouble today.
Yeah, they definitely should. I mean, most of these guys are playing collegiately. Even the guys that didn't make the varsity purple team are still playing in college with some powerful programs.
Guess that just goes to show the leg up that playing Gonzaga Rugby gives you. As we prepare for kickoff, I believe Ben Sema is taking the kick. Short kick. Today they are playing shoulder wrap, so I don't know if we'll see any full tackles, but you never know with this game.
As we've learned in our JV practices, our shoulder wrap quickly turns to full tackle, which
It's a common symptom among all levels. Coming with us now, we have Hartwell Craig and Dan Keller here to just give us a few words about Gonzaga Varsity Black and their Maverick Championship game against DeMatha tomorrow.
I didn't realize how loud that was. What's poppin', fellas? How we doing tonight? Anyways, as Joaquin just said, as Cole Vernon catches that kick, Varsity Black Rugby has a Maverick title game tomorrow against the DeMatha Stags at Hurrick Field. It's kind of in the middle of the woods. We would appreciate a great showing. You know, the fellas have worked really hard all year. We've been working hard. We want the fellas to show out for the boys. Watch us win the title. Bring it home. We haven't brought it home in a couple years. We want. Oh, great offload by Kamani Laumoli to Tim Mahone there. Joey Reese out of the scrum. I don't know who that was. Anyways, pop out for the fellas tomorrow, 4 o'clock at Hurrick Field. See the boys. Bring one home. Been a little while. Dan, anything you want to add?
We're going to make history tomorrow, so everyone, I want you there. It's going to be a great game. Watch us dog on DeMatha. It's going to be a fun one.
You heard the man. Be there. No excuses.
Should be an electrifying game. Let's show up for our gentlemen. As we can can see Hartwell Craig is a little energized about the try. Continues to scream from the rooftops. What spirit? What Gonzaga spirit?
Special kind of spirit.
Looking at a scrum down here now.
Looks like they called it a forward pass, I guess, not try.
Gotta have all the help you can get this year.
Do.
Can't handle that class of 24.
Got a freshman starting at scrum half for the Gonzaga Eagles.
I hear he's the best freshman scrum half in program history.
Is that true?
I believe so.
Did he get to go to Italy with you or no?
I don't believe so, actually. I mean, as always, Gonzaga carries their tour through. It's definitely an exciting opportunity, and he'll definitely be there next year.
Excited for South Africa next year. It should be a lot of fun.
I've heard. Looking at another penalty coming through. I wonder who is reffing this game. I don't know if we'll find out.
Looks like an alumni.
Last year it was Coach Joshua Brady was the ref.
It's the guy in the green shirt with the orange cleats.
Charlie Marsh, okay.
He is our referee for tonight, or our sir.
Looking at the front rows, we have Kimani Lamuli playing loose head prop for the Alumni, even though he has played lock his entire life. Surely be an interesting one. Out of the scrum. Out the back to Ben Sema. Dances around a little bit. The Alumni just running a couple phases down here. Absolute work from the wings. Matthias and Ben Sema, the brothers, playing together in this Alumni game.
What I'm looking forward to is Coach Michael Gannon getting back onto the rugby pitch.
Absolutely taking his talents to Gonzaga, then to Colgate, and now back to Gonzaga.
Let's see Top G.
I do have to ask a question. Where is Coach AJ Powers?
I believe he's out of town this weekend.
It's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate.
Some might say he's dodging the work, but we'll never really find out.
I think he said his best buddy's getting married this weekend, so.
That is a pretty good reason.
Yeah, that's a pretty good reason to miss the alumni game.
I guess we'll find out if we'll go scrum or line out.
I wonder who's captaining this alumni team, as we know who the purple captain is.
I don't know if they do that type of thing for the alumni
They don't do
game.
that for the alumni game?
We'll see a line out here. Alex Jancy throwing in, starting hooker last year. See Tim Mahone as the front jumper. I mean, this alumni squad is just stacked with class of 24 all throughout. Beautiful throw. Into contact.
Some would say he didn't have the best throws in the program, though, last year. Would you agree?
I would say he definitely did.
He did? I thought people were saying it was you.
I don't know what the insinuation there is, but...
By people, I mean you.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever you say. And a try for the alumni getting out here scoring early. If it's anything like last year, it'll be a high contact game, high powered game.
Are we doing kicks?
I believe so. We'll find out if it's Andrew Caslin taking
Looks
the kick.
like we are not doing a extra point, so that's 7 for the
yeah,
alumni.
I don't know if you want to have that stoppage in a game like this.
Just move it quickly.
Andrew Caslin, the sophomore 10, takes the drop, kicks it deep. Intercepted about the 5. Kick is returned, sent out of bounds, and into the Georgetown prep dorm rooms.
Georgetown,
Apologies. We'll find out what sacrificial lamb they sent back there to get that ball.
Ball is back. Gabe Mata on the throw for the varsity team.
Again, this Gonzaga squad is an extremely young team. I mean, there's only a handful of seniors that are starting, only a handful of seniors on purple, so definitely only going to get better with time.
Yeah, hopefully just get another run at the championship this year, have a good run next weekend, and then set us up for the future with...
Speaking of, let's make sure everybody tunes into the Rugby Network to watch Gonzaga seek their third straight national championship, starting with the quarterfinal game on May 22nd, down over in Elkhart, Indiana.
Real close to South Bend, Indiana. Very good.
Real close to Indiana University, which a lot of these alumni are playing.
Heard they have a great media school.
That's for sure. A couple names like Alex Chansey, Owen Kent, really powerful guys on the squad last year, all decided to head up there for their collegiate careers.
Actually,
Of course, there's always the Reese brothers that went up there as well.
Actually went up there over spring break to visit the school, and I was in the elevator carrying a rugby ball, and one guy stopped me and asked me if I knew those guys.
Really?
Yeah. So clearly made a difference out in Bloomington.
Definitely a network.
And people know the Gonzaga name.
Alumni playing it deep out of their own half. A nice kick sent out to around the 35. Finds grass, but not for long. Once again, alumni playing deep in their own territory. Alex Chansey with the offload.
So what was our score last year for the alumni game? Do you remember?
Something
who
along the
won?
lines of 100-0 alumni, I believe.
Oh, wow. Even with that powerful senior squad?
Even with that powerful senior
Wow.
squad. It was tighter than
Oh.
that. It's certainly a big hit. Like I said, this is definitely going to devolve. Like we said, this is definitely going to devolve into full tackle soon enough.
Yeah, pretty quickly, I assume. Just
I
one
think we're
hit.
10 minutes in.
Yeah, just one hit just turns it into full tackle, as we know from touch last week, huh?
Definitely.
With JV practices.
Kick will find touch. Down around the 15.
Here comes the line out within 15 yards of the tri-zone. Gabe Mata with the ball. Looks like they're setting up the maul here.
And it will be a missed line out. Looked to be just a tad bit too high and a tad bit out of range for 6'7" Jordan Strike. And Alex Chansey with a dominating fend, and then another offload followed by another offload. Beautiful cohesion of game. And then offload doesn't go their way. Heads out into touch. Seems to go into a fake back all the way to the middle. Fake a maul again. Carrying it out to the backs. Finds some gain. Could have been called the jackal, but the ref will let it pass for now. Cole Vernon into contact. Andrew Caslin with a kick down near the 30. Not in time for the winger to get there.
Got him to knock it on.
Advantage to Gonzaga. Carrying it out of the ruck, hitting a pod. Advantage still to Gonzaga. A knock on by Andrew Caslin, however, will bring it up to the 40, I believe, for a scrum. Couple of subs coming in. Cream Hytham, Beppe Bouillon, Dante Upthrow. Coming in to lighten the load on this Gonzaga team in this match.
Right, and in comes a alumni sub, 2 alumni subs, 3 alumni subs. We have 2 current coaches. Coach Michael Gannon.
Machine Gun Magnesium Gannon in for the game. Coach Thompson in
Coach
as well.
Thompson.
Alex Jancy coming out. Coach Whalen coming out.
Love to see Miss Blair get out there. Just counters.
Well, I don't think she
coach-wise.
actually went to
I know
Gonzaga.
she didn't go to Gonzaga, but I just want to see the talent.
I believe we'll have her come on for a feature later, so
I think we will.
maybe that's a good question to ask.
That is a good question.
Why aren't you playing for the alumni
Yeah,
team?
why aren't you playing for
Even
the
though
alumni
you
team? It could
didn't
work.
go to the school. Beautiful. It'll be great. Out of the scrum. To the backs. Finding gain. Finding more gain. Charlie Waller cutting in. Could have been called the tackle, but I think they'll let it slide for now. Spinning it back out to the right side. Finds a gap. Couldn't take advantage of it. Bouncing it back to the outside wing. Finding more ground and a try for the Gonzaga Eagles. Call those impact subs. Game tied up at 7-7. Alumni kicking to Gonzaga.
I mean, very different from last year. They already threw up a try on the scoreboard, so that's a
Of course, I was exaggerating. It was not 100-0, but
there's a lot to a little.
a lot. Yeah, that's a good term for it. Ben Seaman with the kick. Andrew Castle receiving, sends a kick back. Finding beautiful area. Intercepted. Another kick. We're in for a game of tennis here. Andrew Castle will return. Caught again. They elect to carry instead of kick again. Finding much ground, offload. About a 20-30 yard gain there. Out to the back, faking a pod. Chip kick down the sideline. It will find touch, but just barely. It will be line out to Gonzaga. Game out of throwing in.
Just like we got
Michael Machine Gun Gannon in the back left.
liking it. It's his first game back since his shoulder injury. He told me recently he was taking a break this year from rugby because of his shoulder, but seems like he's back in action for next year.
Absolutely. Who wouldn't be back in action for the alumni game? Wow, and a blocked kick. The new freshman scrum half, Dennis. Kick out of the line out, blocked by our very own Coach Thompson.
Newest assistant athletic director at Gonzaga. Varsity purple coach.
Alumni Service Corps last year.
Did great on Alumni Service Corps.
In fact, I hear they liked him so much they elected to keep him in student services for the whole year.
Oh, really? Coach Powers
I believe
out
so.
there, yep. He got it twice.
We'll go for a three-man. Jordan Strike cannot beat him off the throw.
Coach Gannon with his first carry of the game.
Wow, just absolute running ability. And you can see kind of those flickers of that Gonzaga rugby education, and every time an alumni is going down, always getting the groundwork in, always getting vertical, always setting the line of the ruck back as far as possible to give the scrum half more time.
Good carry by Machine Gun Gannon.
Out the back, a stiff arm. Will that be brought in for a try or called held up?
That is a try.
Called a try. 14-0 Alumni.
It's a good run there by the Alumni. Powering through, showing their adult strength compared to teenagers.
A lot of these guys are actually teenagers as well.
Yeah.
What, we think right out of high school, all of a sudden you're 25 years old? Or?
Some of them are 20 now.
A lot of them are 18.
20
19,
doesn't
yeah.
have a teen in
Steele
20,
Dombo
yeah.
might be 23, but that's okay. Kick sent out to the 25. Caught. Carry for no gain. Coach
Great.
Thompson with the pick and go. Finds space. But a bobbled offload leads to Gonzaga ball. Gamada taking it in with Dante Upgrow supporting him.
Great tackle by Coach Gannon.
Again, Gonzaga not able to convert off much, but slowly inching their way down. Andrew Castlin bobbles the pass. Managed to retain the ball. Beppe Bouillon into contact. Coach Thompson over it. They will call that not releasing off Beppe Bouillon.
Great jackal by Coach Thompson.
That's the danger of getting tackled by Coach Thompson. He'll always be there. Alumni like to take it quick. They kick down. Will that find touch? It will not. It will stay in the 10. Taken by Gonzaga. A little dance going through. Ultimately kicked by Gonzaga. Will find a touchdown at the 40. Alumni will like to take it quick. Again, if there's no contest, they can throw it out straight. Alumni taking it for a 50-yard gain. An offload. Another offload. Try Alumni.
That jersey threw me off over there with the... Is that a coach wearing the same jersey as the rest of the varsity team?
I guess we'll never know.
I don't know either. Looks like we got some alumni subs.
Shaping up to be a pretty good game so far. 21-7. Andrew Castle again with the kick. He will pump it deep. Down to about the 10. Return with another kick. Finds touch. Oh, it does not. It bounced back. Are they going to say it found touch?
I'd assume they're trying
Yeah.
to practice some lineouts before heading to nationals next
I
weekend.
guess so. I mean, that is the reputation that Gonzaga Rugby has built themselves off of is their proficiency with lineouts.
Very important part of the game, moving the ball off the lineout.
Off of any set piece, yeah. Game motto with the throw. Gonzaga running a 5-man. Faked front, headed to the back. Catch is bobbled. There is a penalty, however. I believe they might call it jumping into the... No, I think they'll call it not straight. Oh, no, it was a knock-on off the line, I believe. It was either a knock-on or He was jumping into the channel, but if he was jumping into the channel, it would be a free kick.
So it looks like we have a scrum for the Alumni.
They like to not bind. Fake crash line, head into an offload, another offload. Wing taking it down, finds space. Oh, offloaded into the opposing team. They found a kick. Kick finds grass. Kick is returned. Alumni still reserve the ball, getting about 5 yards off of the scrum. That might be called an intentional knock.
Looks like we got Coach in there as well.
Alex Chansey coming back to the field.
Coach Gannon subbing himself out. In comes
Ryan
Kratz.
Kretz playing scrum half over at Fairfield. He'll be joined by Alec Wood this upcoming fall.
Oh, but it looks like Ryan Kretz is subbing in as a flanker.
Never too late for a change in career.
Never. I guess because we're not binding, it's not much of a
Contest.
yeah. Have him run
Beautiful
a pod.
offload. Finds space. Another beautiful.
That looked like a forward pass as
absolutely
well.
a forward pass. Into touch. We'll see what the call is. I think they might take the line out rather than the forward pass. Just 3 consecutive beautiful no-look offloads. They'll take the scrum.
I think the plan here is just to work the different set pieces order. Just with a
Something with about 5 minutes, 30 seconds left in this first half. Sean Gareda recently moved to center. Must be weird for him not being in the scrum for the first time.
definitely. He's a great tackler, has a lot of power, so he'll fit great at center.
But he's most renowned for his hands. Taking that ball in the contact, finds 5 yards. Pepe Bolian again in contact, trucked over. They'll kick it back far. Kick it back into touch. Alumni will take it quick. Alumni playing a series down on the sideline. Coach Joe Whalen taking into contact. Alumni finding another gap.
I like that they're honoring the shoulder wrap and going down when they're wrapped. Shoulder hit.
Absolutely. Looked like he was going to be played out the back, but I guess he got hit with one of the crash. Dante Updraw into contact. Sophomore.
First year in the Gonzaga Rugby program, but not a first-year player.
Used to play for the Roosters over in Maryland.
Varsity football, varsity rugby.
Guy can do it all.
Can. You don't see many of those at Gonzaga, rugby and football, because most pick a sport normally, wouldn't you say, Joaquin?
I'd beg to disagree. We saw it of our last senior class. A lot of those guys played football. I mean, Kimani Lamuli, Tim Mahone, Tex, just a lot of guys overall, I guess part of that might be a lot of them, play football for 3 years and then decide I want to try out rugby, as was the case with Tex. He's now at Navy playing football, I believe. The other case, you might see like a Bobby Lannon Played football freshman, sophomore, junior year, and now is trying out rugby this year. Got a tour invite. He's had much success within the program. I don't truly believe they're mutually exclusive.
But we have seen a lot of people who play football.
Beautiful
play rugby.
offload on the sideline. Trying to stay out of touch. Beppe Boyan with beautiful line speed. Ball falls out of the ruck. Coach Thompson with a quick grab. Playing down the other edge. Alex Chance with a huge hit off of Thomas Cabay, the wing. Tim Mahone with a beautiful grab after the ball hit the ground. Again, just absolutely beautiful quick hands from the Alumni. Almost intercepted by Xavier Rienzo, but ball stays in Alumni control. Sitting around the 25, just trying to force their way through. Call of not releasing is a penalty to the Alumni, I believe.
By Beppe, yeah.
I mean, sometimes you just get so infatuated with the idea of getting that jackal, and it just takes your mind away.
Oh, it looks like...
Oh,
yeah,
they'll call not releasing on
I think they also dove in
ball
the ruck.
handler. Could be.
Also could be.
Andrew Castle will kick to find touch. It will find touch. No playing it quick out of there as it ends up in the stands. Coach Thompson calling for a sub for himself as he exits the field.
Interesting. He played 4 years at Fairfield. How many years did he play here? 3?
At Gonzaga,
3 or 4?
he played 4. He was varsity purple for 3. Sophomore through senior year. Won a national championship his junior year, 2018. Ball seems just out of drone strikes reach. Beautiful run by the Alumni. Alex Chansey with the ball. Just forcing his way through. Quick hands from the Alumni.
Definitely seeing the physicality up a little bit with the tackles over here on the left side.
Absolutely. Oh, a bob with ball leads into a knock-on. Will be Eagles ball.
As we're coming to the end of this half.
That will not end the half. They'll play one more.
Got the photographer on the field getting this scrum action.
Hugo Rodas. Man does his work. A kick. Wing finds the ball. Cuts back in. An offload to the outside. Cuts back in again. Oh, loses control of the ball. The Alumni recover and tap it down within their own try zone for a goal line drop. Unlucky for the Eagles.
It's a great play all around, though. Here comes Coach Baguetta calling for
They will call that halftime.
half. So we will join you again right before
Our second half
second
resumes.
half, yeah. Thank you.
Gotta cut that.
So it really brings the pressure off.
I'd be useless commentator. I don't know what's going on. You enjoy the game? No. Is that how all rugby games are? No. There's normally full tackle. Those this crap. Now Kush is
What?
that kid would come up to me after we.
I don't really know how to run. The scoreboard's off on the screen anyway, so it is. So I don't even know. No, he didn't. It was like it's on one of the cameras, but it's off in all the other ones. Yeah, probably. Dude, Kush was like spamming transitions at halftime. He was spamming like fly, like between different things. So how do you guys like turn off your mics? Is that food for us? Can we get that food down there or no? Why is this game serious? I don't know why they're making it serious. I don't know rugby. I don't know why they make it serious. We can do math.
Our ref, we were playing and our ref shut down.
There's 5 minutes. There's 5 minutes.
When I eat, you have to stop making so many fucking behavior like this. It's PMO. It's SYBAU, dude. Come on. Hustle. I think they're starting.
Oh yeah, they're starting. Alright, so
Shut your PMO out. Alright, fine. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we resume the annual Alumni Gonzaga rugby game. Switching sides, we'll see Andrew Castlin again take the kick for the Eagles.
This time they have another opposition with the sun in their eyes when they have to receive kicks.
Especially with the Alumni up 21-7. Will be a sky ball kick down to about the 35. It will be taken by the Eagles. It looked like it was knocked back by an Eagle, and then Zach Sousa recovers it and takes it in. Dennis out to Andrew Castlin, out to Mason Flax. Able to clear the ruck out. Beppe with an offload to Dante goes wrong. Alex Chance recovers the ball.
Here comes the 4-pack for the Gonzaga Eagles. See what the call is here. Think we have diving in the ruck. Or not releasing, pardon me. And here we go as the Alumni try and find touch. He found it just across the 30-yard line. Alex Jancy with the throw from the line out. Now playing at Indiana, the University of Indiana, the Hoosiers. Looking to push the Alumni out of bounds. Did not work. Good kick from that. Forward. Touchdown in the try zone by Andrew Caslin to give them a goal line drop. Here we go. I'm joined by a special guest, Danny Rice, another member of the JV rugby team this year.
Hello.
Very excited.
Oh, yeah.
What do we think of this game so far, Danny?
I mean, I'm seeing a lot from the Alumni here, a lot of offloads, and they're definitely getting physical. It's definitely a kicking game out here, you know?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, what do you think of Top G, or better known as Coach Gannon's?
Yeah, I mean, Machine Gun Gannon, as the kids like to call him, has really just been, he's having quite the game, and he just caught the ball, actually. He's going down into contact. I mean, I'm seeing a lot from this Alumni team, especially Machine Gun Gannon.
I don't know if you knew, it's his first game back since playing in college, coming off that shoulder injury.
I mean, you can definitely see that he wants it out there, you know. He's come back his first game. He's definitely got a little fire in his belly.
Yeah. I'm sure he rather would have played us, though, like, right?
Yeah, I know. Alumni.
Oh, Coach Gannon
Back to Gannon.
knocked it on. Seemed to go backwards, but we seem to... Sousa with the ball for the Gonzaga Eagles. Goes down. It's rucked for. Not much field gained from Beppe. Castle with the kick. Goes almost to the 50-yard line. Purposeful knock there, it seemed. I don't know if that's what's going to get called. I think that is the call, the back 10 for Gonzaga Eagles. Welcome back, Joaquin.
Thank you very much. As the saying goes, guys gotta eat.
Guy does gotta eat. Salads don't win scrums, huh?
They certainly don't. As the Alumni prepare a counterattack down in deep in the Eagles' territory. A lot of game playing seems to be going on. I think they'll take a line out here. Interested to see if they might run a maul off of this, but who knows if they'll be able to beat the tenacity and youth of this Gonzaga squad.
I'd like to see an alumni maul, but they elect not to
Call
choose
is not straight. Gonzaga now with the option of another line out or to take a scrum.
If I were Gonzaga, I'd take the uncontested scrum.
Yeah, they elect to take the scrum. It's part of the reason why Gonzaga just builds so much around their lineouts is from a defensive standpoint, it's a lot easier to win a lineout than it is to win a scrum. I'm sure, as you know from your experience playing as well.
I do know, yeah.
Especially with the high school laws of only being able to push 1.5 meters in a scrum. It's highly disadvantageous to take the scrum option.
Yeah, it's super hard to get the ball or to steal the ball from another team.
Whereas on a lineout, if you have a guy like Jordan Strike, 6'6", 6'7" feet tall, I mean, just absolutely a monster on the field. A chip kick by the Alumni, recovered by Ben Sema. Beautiful offload. Another offload out to Coach JT. Taken in for a try right under the post. Beautiful sequence from the Alumni.
The Alumni go up 28-7 with that. Alumni with the benefit of the shade in their eyes so they don't stare at the sun for the kickoff.
It's especially why just choosing which direction to receive the kick, which direction to kick off, just all that stuff is so important for games on Buchanan Field, because once that sun gets going, those buildings, the Georgetown dormitories, they provide a kind of refute for one team, but if you get caught with a nice little sunset in your eyes and no recourse, no shade, then it's certainly hard to play the kicking game. Yeah, and as we see the Alumni carrying the offense through, they've got a 3-on-1 out wide, and the ball is bobbled out into touch. Gabe Mata still throwing in for this Gonzaga squad. Played the whole game so far. We'll see if he stays in. Continues to play the rest for Gonzaga. I mean, touch is just such a more fast-paced game than a normal rugby match. It's a lot more cardio-intensive than as compared to physically intensive. Gonzaga win the line out, playing deep out of their own half. We'll see if they look to kick. Might run a few more phases off this. Ball comes out of the ruck, recovered by Dennis. Good job keeping ball security there. Ball kicked into touch by Gonzaga. Will be Alumni line out. Alumni like to take it quick. Spreading it down to the wing in 2-3 passes. Dummy pass, fake to the inside, another offload to the inside. Alumni will take it down. Coach Gannon gaining a few yards off that phase. Just the Alumni working it from edge to edge. Taking that quick line out, getting it down 2 passes, running a couple phases down on the other end of the field and just taking it back and getting line. We got a couple
Got
guys
some guests here.
Varsity Purple here.
That's right. How we doing, Joaquin?
Doing great today.
Oh, it's great to be here.
It's
isn't
a
it?
hot mic, wow.
Oh, yeah.
We got Ethan Heim and Sean Grada joining us from these Purple Ranks.
And Axel Reese, yeah.
And Axel Reese.
Just without a mic.
It's great to see all these old alumni out playing with them, the past 3 years on Purple. It's great to see them. Almost brings tears to my eyes, wouldn't you say, Sean?
I remember them being a little bit better, but yeah, it's still fun.
Yeah, I know. They seem kind of, some might say, washed this year.
Yeah, it's only 35-7 right now.
I expected higher, but, our boys out there for this year, they're holding out strong.
Joaquin, you got some questions, buddy? Anything you want to ask us?
You came to me. What do you want to talk about, Sean?
Miss Penny sent me up here, said you want to talk about nationals.
Well, how are you guys prepared for this season? You guys
Captain, you want to answer that one?
Oh, yeah, I'll answer that. I think these boys are ready. It's been a very rough season, but everyone's head is locked into what's next, nationals in Indiana. I think they're going to bring the heat this coming week.
How do you guys feel going into playing Harriman, normally very large team, first round, and followed by what's most likely to be Xavier? Are you guys ready for that?
Coaches told us that everything up until now has been preseason, and if we're going to think about it like that, then that's the right mentality to go into. We've had some hardships, we've had some struggles, but this next week is kind of like a fresh start for us, and we're going to make our mark on Harriman, and we're just thinking about that right now. We haven't thought about the next opponent yet, but, survive in advance, that's what he says.
Yeah, like Peter Brigetta said, Nationals is a whole new season. Preseason's over, regular season's over. It's on to Nationals now. we're on to big, better things.
Any words from you, Axel?
Yeah, just talking about the Harriman game, Just talking about the Harriman game, yeah. They're going to be a rough opponent. They're big, mostly Polynesian team, but there we go. But, I think we got the talent. Just if we can execute under pressure, we'll be in good position.
Do you guys seek to play a more physical game or a more tactical game down the line?
So I don't want to put that on the internet yet, but
Okay.
we've seen how they play, and I think we can beat them with our kicking game, right? That's what we're thinking is they're not big kickers. They're Samoans. They like to run hard. They like to run often, and we got a lot of good kickers on our team, a lot of big boots, and we're going to try to utilize that. Our kick chase, with the centers and flankers has to be on, but we've got a lot of fast flankers this year, a lot of tough centers this year, and I think our team is kind of built for this opponent, and I'm ready.
Will you be playing flanker for us then?
I'm going to be playing center. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with center for the rest of the year, and then we'll see what happens after that.
Well, I wish you luck and all the best.
Thank you.
Will Breslin is washed.
As we see a couple final words of banter from the boys. Of course, they have to have a couple words with their good friends from last year's senior class. Will Breslin, of course. You heard it from Ethan Heim himself, and he only speaks the truth, so.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I heard he doesn't lie.
He's headed to Arizona next year to.
Absolutely. Joining him will be Kieran Downs from
Oh, really?
out in Ireland, yeah. He went out there, he got the experience in the Irish League. He did his time with college out there, and I guess he's decided it's time to come back.
Should be good to see that group of guys back together,
Yeah, I guess you really can do whatever you want if you're debatably the best back in the country right now.
I mean, that first opening try against Xavier was really impressive.
Just beautiful,
I don't know if you were
yeah.
paying attention. Let's talk about that game for a second. That was a really close game, I think. And here we go as the Gonzaga Eagles get their second try of the game.
Well, yeah, I mean, to your point, just kind of thinking down the Nationals line. So, I mean, as Sean Gareda said, don't want to point anything out. Don't want to put out anything onto the internet or anything. But, I mean, just from a tactical standpoint here, I mean, Harriman, I truly believe they will win that game. That's definitely a physical team. I mean, absolutely. But I think Gonzaga at the end of the day is just more dominant tactically and even some areas physically. And I guess it will really just come down to those set pieces, and we'll see what happens. And, after that, I believe that Xavier is playing Sacramento Jesuit. I might be wrong on that. But if they win that game, maybe fact check that for me.
Yeah, I'll fact check.
If they win that game, then it's Xavier Gonzaga. And just as we saw on Buchanan Field a week ago, that was a one-try game. One of those tries was called back by a forward pass. Another unlucky penalty prevented Gonzaga from converting down the line. And I truly believe that, a couple different balls go a couple different ways. Couple calls go a different way. Couple things just end up not the way that they did, that Gonzaga wins that game pretty handedly. And so I guess on the national championship stage, this team performs extremely well under pressure. They did last year. They always have, and I think they always will continue to. And so I guess we'll just have to find out and come nationals time. But, I mean, I can very, very much so see Gonzaga making it to the national championship.
I also could, actually. I looked at this roster when it came out. I was in my WZAG period, and I was like, oh, wow, this is a pretty winnable match, a couple matches if we just go in there and play our Gonzaga rugby. And to fact check, Joaquin here, Xavier's playing Strake from Houston, Texas.
The S names, apologies.
Yeah, all good.
I mean, those Texas teams are big as well. And I mean, say Gonzaga beats Harriman, say they beat Xavier, then I guess it really comes down to who do they play in the national championship. And at the other end of the bracket is Ignatius, who is the number one single school team in the country. And I mean, we were both there at the game over in West Virginia, and we saw that. And at the start, that first half, it was extremely tight-knit game. I believe the final score was 3 tries to nothing, I believe, at that point.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
So say 21, 28, nothing. But I really don't think that reflects how that game was going. It was extremely close, just battling for every little edge. And then, of course, they're in the second half. A red card is handed out to a Gonzaga player. A yellow card is handed out to a Gonzaga player. Deservedly so. Don't get me wrong on that. I mean,
No, I agree.
there were
yeah.
conduct issues, of course. But just taking that down to 13 men, what that happens is Ignatius, they do get the ball out wide extremely well. And once you get it out to their wing, who I believe just broke the single school try record at Ignatius, there's no inside to defender. He's working on a 3-on-1 out there, just as the Alumni are right now as they take it down the field. And it really just made that winger look like the greatest thing to ever happen to Ignatius, to high school rugby. And so I think on a different stage, on a different time, couple different things go Gonzaga's way. Gonzaga doesn't lose 2 players to penalty cards. I think absolutely that's a winnable game.
Yeah,
I believe they absolutely can hang with them, and I think on the biggest stage in this country, I think they would.
I think they should, and they would, and they will. I just think the line speed just needs to get up there, and like it was in that first half, which was such a winnable half from that point. So it's quick to get to the ball, and just need to keep it that way for
just physicality in general.
All 80 minutes.
As the Gonzaga Eagles recollect the ball here, Xavier Rienzo taking in for a couple more yards. Andrew Casson with a kick, sends it out about to the opposing 40, stays in. Gonzaga winger
Grabbed by
catches it. Thomas Donahue. Beautiful catch. Ball comes out of the ruck. Absolutely slammed by the Alumni. Cole Vernon taking the ball in. Senior night for him. Huge night for him. Huge season for him. He battled injury, but, he's ready to play, and he's ready for nationals.
Yeah, he was also a miss at that Ignatius game, which that could also make a difference.
As well as, centers like Jarrow. Just a lot of guys that kind of contribute to Gonzaga. One in physicality, and then 2 on the other end, just technically, just getting the ball wide. It's rough.
I think Gonzaga's definitely healed up in the past couple weeks. Just
Absolutely.
Getting ready for nationals as
this 2-week stretch, included also extremely helps out. Not having the pressure of having to play a huge game this weekend. Just having this alumni tournament game, it's extremely helpful. Absolutely, it's still a competition, but it just gives a little bit of relief to the boys on the field.
Yeah, and I think definitely gives them 2 weeks to prepare for that Herman game, which is important, just to set the tone correctly and looking for a three-peat.
To set the rest of the nationals correctly. One notable name that we'll be missing is starting hooker Patrick Coyne. He's committed to go play Dartmouth, and we'll see how that goes.
I heard he's out for next season at Dartmouth as well.
I believe so. He tore his labrum, I believe.
That is nasty injury.
Yeah, that's sad, but
hopefully we'll see him recover and play 3 great years of rugby at Dartmouth and maybe
he'll bounce back.
A couple more as a grad, maybe. I don't really know the grad student rules of collegiate rugby. Go for a try for
the Alumni again, extending that lead. As both teams recollect themselves, they'll be headed down to the 50. Gonzaga will kick off.
Yeah, a little bit of a slow walk.
Yeah. Maybe trying to catch their breath. Coach Brigetta giving them a word. Hugo Rodas making sure to get as many pictures as possible out on that field.
Yeah, just for the senior Instagram posts,
Last year it was great. It'll be great this year. He does his job extremely well.
He does.
A kick. Alex Yancey collects it, but bobbles it. Collected by the freshman, Dane Turnbull. Locke recently pulled up for nationals. Excited to see great things from him.
Yeah, that's such a good opportunity for him, and I hope that it goes really well.
Started on freshman.
Yeah, he played with us he played with me this year at our JV game.
The Vienna game.
Yeah. He's in my pod.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Ball's out.
Callahan Smith making a decision, dancing around a little bit, goes down. Wesley Berenson with the ruck over. Levi Taylor I think, just playing a little bit of settle ball. Scrummy was in. Just best situation there is just to get a couple meters. Ball comes loose. Alex Yancey just absolutely clobbering Callahan Smith. The 9. Callahan takes it out. Sends it to Culver and an offload to Eamon Scholes. Would that be called not releasing?
Oh, Coach Thompson came out with it.
I think it was
You in
advantage
for
to
the
Gonzaga.
side.
It was advantage to Gonzaga. Coach Thompson making a show of it, as he always does. It will be penalty to Gonzaga, sitting around the 24-yard line, looking to make a decision on what the plan here is. Thomas Donahue on the edge, getting ready to chase. Although I think Andrew Castle might try and find touch. And he does. Pins it into about the 10.
It's a good kick. Stayed inbound, or stayed into the Gonzaga property, which saves us a bunch of time. With just 7 minutes to go in this alumni game, with the score 49-14.
Not so washed, as Ethan Heim tells it.
No. I think this has been a good game and definitely helps prepare the Gonzaga guys for nationals.
It's been a beautiful game. I mean, it always helps to play a little bit of tougher competition, just to see kind of where you're at. And I mean, even on a team like this alumni team who isn't extremely organized, again, just so many great players that Gonzaga has produced, just kind of coming together is really something beautiful. Might be called advantage call to the alumni, not releasing off the ball carrier.
Have we seen Jack Escara? Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm going to botch the name. How do we say it?
Jack Escara?
Yeah, Escara. Is he going to play? Is he
I
out there already?
believe last time I saw him, he was on the sideline. I don't know if he'll be playing for us.
Great run there.
I believe he has a game this weekend
Yeah.
for Old Glory, professional rugby team for Washington, D.C. So maybe he's
Big
not
rugby.
trying to risk an injury before a game.
Yeah, no, that's understandable. I don't think he's allowed to play, maybe.
Maybe not. Could be in his
Contractual
contract.
odd, yeah.
Could be a Lamar Jackson situation. Lamar Jackson can't ride an e-scooter. Jack Escarral can't play in the alumni game.
Patrick Mahomes can't jet ski.
It happens to the best.
Yeah.
A quick pass out to the wing. Another offload turned into a kick. Fordian recovers the ball, but almost gets poached, but manages to secure onto it.
Good to see Ford out there playing.
I mean, he's got twice the heart compared to his size. No one on that field has more love for the game.
Loves rugby, played great fullback and was our captain.
And a beautiful run by Coach Joe Whalen. Running in for a tie for the, I believe it is the 8th try of this game for the alumni.
Yeah.
See a couple more Gonzaga subs coming on with just about 5 minutes left to go.
We didn't see the physicality ramp up as much as we thought it would.
I mean, last year, by the end of it, it was almost full tackle, but I guess that, people are just trying to play it a little mellow this year.
Yeah.
That's completely understandable. I mean, nationals and a week away, it's not the time to be
it's
trying
not
to
a
risk
time to get an injury.
injuries. Andrew Caslin pumps it deep. Landing about the 15. Alex Chancey recovers. So, oh, wow. Just 2 straight stiff arms. Sends it out to the backs. Another phase ran through. Fakes going left, but heads it right. Gains about 10 yards. Scrummy takes it. Beautiful offload out to the edge. Another 7 yards. I mean, just the alumni consistently this entire game have just been playing that, that 5 yards at a time, just running through and taking that territory and turning it into tries. Beautiful offload on the wing. Alex Chancey with the ball. Beautiful offload. Alumni elect to go down. Kick by Ben Sema.
Almost
Heads
blocked.
out to Ford Deeren. Ford Deeren makes the catch, calls a mark. But I believe the call was that he was not within his own 22. I believe he was on the 23, 24-yard line. I guess the question is, are they playing the 25-yard line as the 22 meter, or the 22 meter as the 22 or the 22-yard line as the 22 meter?
Clearly, we weren't sure there. Both sides. Castlin with the catch, hopefully, up.
Returns with a kick. Collected about the 30. A chip kick. Place. Wow. Ben Sema laying out Andrew Castellan after kicking the ball. I guess that was the physicality.
Yeah, there is the physicality.
Connor O'Brien taking the ball through. Offload to Callahan Smith. Callahan Smith goes down around the 40.
There may have been a knock there as well.
I believe it went backwards, but I guess we'll find out. They will call it knock. You are correct. Great job.
Just some good rugby awareness.
I mean, you are just the best.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
There's 2 minutes left in this game. Alumni up 56-14.
But, I mean, as Ethan Heim said, alumni are washed.
Yeah.
Will Breslin included. Alex Jancy coming off the field. It's a hard-fought game. His brother Christian Jancy following in his footsteps. Not at the same position, but another what's shaping up to be a 3-year purple player. He made purple as a sophomore, and he looks forward to a good career. Alumni playing it out. Beautiful offload through. Wing takes it through. Beautiful step. Another offload.
There was another full tackle.
It's always the backs getting into those conflicts.
It's funny because they don't really seem to want to
In a real game.
real games, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I guess it's easiest to in touch.
The backs have it easy, you know, like.
Whatever you say.
I mean, I think you would like a backs practice more than a forwards practice.
There's a lot of running around, though.
There's a lot less conditioning, though. That's the thing.
But I feel like that conditioning is in those sneaky workouts. Do you feel what I mean? Connor
I get what you're
O'Brien
saying,
contesting
yeah.
the ball, doesn't get it. It's knocked forward. I mean, running through those drills, through the hands, like all that stuff. But I guess the debate is it easier than a more physical conditioning?
You're just getting hit all the time, too.
Mauls, line-out work, scrum work.
Good offload forward, Deering.
Alumni taking it through, offload to Coach JT.
Ford
Deer
with the high tackle.
He wrapped around Coach JT's neck. I believe he might have grabbed his hair with the other hand. And Coach Machine Gun Gannon running through for another 10 yards. Hey, like I said, he may not have the size, but he certainly has the heart. As at his last whistle, Gonzaga recollects the ball.
It's Nick Marisa with the knockback.
But recovered by the Alumni. I believe they were playing it as if the game was over, but with a score of 56-14, I don't think it was gonna. This play will have much effect.
I think they may be calling it from there.
Connor O'Brien with a good run.
Still playing.
Tries the offload, but gets tipped by an Alumni player. It's not a knock-on. It's back into Alumni player territory. On the wing, Cole Vernon. Great offload outside. Beautiful run on the out. Oh, but a knock-on around the 25.
Who's that?
I think that might be Henry Calpin.
Is that Henry Calpin?
I
Wow.
believe so.
Good
Beautiful
for him
run.
getting into the game.
Well, I was Joaquin
Senior
Sullivan.
night.
I was here with JD Theed, and it was
Thanks
a great
for
night of
tuning
rugby.
in. Yeah. Go rugby.